So you're frustrated with the speed of the market, the level of competition, and the lack of inventory. Well, you're ready to finally win your new home in 2022. Listen to these tips and tools to find out how exactly you can increase your chances of doing that. Welcome to Let's Get Frank About Real Estate. I'm Frank McManus with Lamakia Realty, and today we are talking about increasing your chance to win a bidding war in 2022. Now, this year's real estate market is predicted to be as competitive as the last 2 years have been due to the continued shortage of the available inventory, which means competition will once again be tremendously high. This is going to equate to an ultra competitive market, which means as a buyer, you'll need to do everything possible that you can do to stand out when you find the perfect home. So tip number one, have your pre-approval, or better yet, have a pre-commitment letter from your lender before you ever start searching. A pre-commitment letter is going to carry more weight than a pre-approval because it tells the listing agent and it tells the seller that you are all but guaranteed to receive your loan because all of the underwriting has already been completed. So I want you to make sure you have a well-known, reputable lender who will go to bat for you and help you sell you as the buyer that the listing agent and the seller definitely wants to work with. Tip number two, just consider waiving the appraisal contingency. Now this means having language in your offer stating that you will follow through with the purchase of the home regardless of the appraised value. Now the appraised value is what the lender is basing the actual loan amount on, but that value could end up being less or lower than the agreed upon purchase price. And by waiving this contingency, you are saying that you will cover any difference between the two values. But, and I stress but, only do this if you actually have the available funds to do so. Tip number three, add a personal touch with a handwritten note. Not every seller wants the most money. Some sellers actually want to sell their home to someone they feel will care for their home the same way they did. And adding a personal note focused on your love for their home could put you in the driver's seat. That brings us to tip number four, which is making your most aggressive offer you possibly can. Now, this obviously sounds obvious, but a lot of buyers lose out on their dream home because they were too conservative, only to end up saying, I could have, I should have, or I would have offered more if I knew I was that close. If your intent is to live in the home long term, don't be afraid of making offers $50,000 over asking, for example, if you're in an area where home values are rising by 10% or more every year. Additional tip, how about looking at homes $50,000 under your high budget, because you'll have the ability to outbid the other buyers who are looking at their max budget. Tip number five. This is never something I actually ever suggest, but you could consider waiving the inspection contingency, or at least pushing out the inspection until after the purchase and sale document has been signed. Or you can consider adding language to your offer that states you will cover the cost of any found or needed repairs up to a certain amount of money. Tip number six, increase your skin in the game. An aggressively high down payment, say maybe 20% rather than 5%, gives the sellers more confidence in not only your level of interest, but also your ability to buy the home. Tip number seven, be flexible. As previously mentioned, not all sellers always want the highest price. Some sellers need a fast closing date or an extended one if they are also trying to buy another home. So being flexible to the seller's needs could separate you from the pack. And then lastly, how about allowing the sellers to rent the home back from you for a predetermined amount of time? In a fast-paced market, the sellers may not find their next home in time. So allowing them to stay in the home and rent it back from you may just be the peace of mind they need to choose your offer over all the others they've received. Now, you can find the full blog on this topic in the resources section of lamakiarealty.com. And if you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me directly by either direct message or emailing me at fmcmanus@lamakiarealty.com. So as always, I hope this helps you. And for more videos like these, please make sure you subscribe to my Facebook, my Instagram, and my YouTube pages. Until next time.